The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. Got Carol with me and Pedro with me this morning, so good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning from Las Vegas.
Hey.
So we're going to go ahead and call this one Tech Tuesday because all the articles is about technology and our interest group for the day, Basic Jaws with Andrew Del Castillo tonight at 6 p.m. So needing the help with your jaws or got a barrier you're facing and can't get past it, whatever the case may be, just got some general questions about, jaws, that's what we're here for. Come on out and join us at 6 o'clock, and we'll do our best to make sure that we can get you past that barrier or answer whatever question you may have. So anyway, again, Pedro, he's out there in Vegas, so imagine it's pretty hot out that way, huh, brother?
I was out there in the pool, though. The pool water was cool, We were out there just hanging out. I was sunbathing, you could say, warming up. I mean, the weather is cool. It's not like super hot. I'm actually cold right now.
Well, you probably got the LC on blast in the room, so I ain't mad at you, but anyway, we're going to jump into this right off the top, and this next one is about something Pedro brought to our attention. I guess it was last week, but I mean, we've been knowing it was coming. The launch of Chat GPT-5. So check this out.
Hey, Blind United.
Go ahead.
Sorry, my keyboard. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. We'll just jump into it.
All right.
Crew, grab your first cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this first one. The world of artificial intelligence has taken another monumental leap forward with the official launch of OpenAI's GPT-5. Touted as a PhD-level expert in a vast array of subjects, this new large language model is already creating significant buzz, promising capabilities that could redefine how we interact with technology. But beyond the headlines and technical jargon, what does this massive AI upgrade mean for the blind and visually impaired community? The practical, real-world applications could be transformative, extending far beyond the basic tasks we've come to expect from AI assistants. Early analysis suggests that GPT-5's enhanced reasoning and multimodal capabilities, its ability to understand and process text, images, audio, and video simultaneously, are its most significant advancements. For a blind user, this could translate into a much richer understanding of their environment. Imagine pointing your phone's camera at a busy street and not only getting a description of the objects, but also an analysis of the traffic flow, potential hazards, and the safest path to cross. The model's expert knowledge could be applied to complex documents. A user could present a legal contract or a medical report to GPT-5 and ask it to summarize the key points, define complex terminology, and even flag areas of concern in plain, understandable language. This moves beyond simple text-to-speech and into the realm of a true cognitive assistant. Furthermore, the integration of GPT-5 into assistive technologies could lead to more intuitive and powerful tools. We could see smarter screen readers that don't just read what's on the screen, but understand the context, allowing for more natural navigation of complex websites and applications. Instead of tabbing through endless links, a user could simply ask, "Where is the login button?" or "Summarize the reviews for this product." This potential also extends to education and employment. A blind student could use GPT-5 to get detailed descriptions of complex scientific diagrams or to help with coding by having the AI explain code structure and identify errors. In the workplace, it could assist with data analysis, report generation, and creating accessible presentations. While challenges around privacy, accuracy, and the cost of implementation remain, the launch of GPT-5 signals a powerful shift towards more capable and context-aware AI. This launch truly marks a potential turning point, moving assistive technology from a tool we command to a cognitive partner that understands context. The possibilities for enhancing independence are immense. What are your thoughts on this? We'd love to hear them. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, all right. Well, Monica says good morning from Vegas as well.
Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, baby.
She's just in the other room, man, and maybe she's right in the same room with you.
She heard me.
So, but anyway, I mean, again, we are on the verge of a. I mean, I've even read a couple articles where we're saying we're in, in the midst of an AI bubble, right? Because there's just so many things happening with AI right now. It's just AI is coming out the woodwork from every direction. It's doing so much and has so much potential to do so much more. So, I mean, again, the better it is, the stronger it gets, the more capabilities it has that we can use. Of course, I want all of this stuff, even though I do, stand on the side of guidelines and regulations. I don't want to get to a point where it can do things that we don't want it to do or it shouldn't be doing. But
Right.
at the same time, anything can help us to do and be productive and help with our workflow and, just make life easier. Man, I'm all for it. So again, ChatGPT 5, hey, it's in the mix, and we'll get some reviews on it on how it works, and as we move forward. So anyway, what you got on, Kel? I know you don't really do a whole lot of AI yet until you get your computer, but the
Right.
stuff you do use.
The stuff I do use, I mean, it's just changed my whole life, as I've said so many times before. I did notice that the article, was talking about, just the overflow of traffic and it could help you, cross. I don't think that I would utilize it for that. I'm good with my cane and just my regular ears. Uh, I, I'm grateful that it is out there to use and it could only get better, but some things I just rely on me to do because you just can't never regulate what the drivers are going to do. So you have to just stay focused on the tasks that you know how to do. Not saying that I won't get better with possibly being able to utilize a platform like that, but as of right now, when I cross the street, I utilize the push button. If it makes a beep, 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 let me know. I go. I used to go on the just flow of the traffic, whether it's coming to me or going another direction. But now with all the turn signals and the train tracks and all this other kind of stuff, I just uh, actually just time myself. I go earlier, than the kids go to school because the stores are open at 7 and there's no school zone right at that time and there's less traffic. I just try to plan my
Mhm.
trips according unless I get a ride. But I'm just excited about everything that's coming. And once I get the computer, ooh wee, man. And Pedro and Monica Vegas is so fun. So I know y'all are having a ball.
So just to be clear, it is not intended to be used instead of your mobility skills. It is intended to be used as an aid to your mobility skills. So, I mean, again, we're going to depend on our regular mobility schools, but the more skills, but the more information we can add to that
True.
is that's what's going to help out.
True.
So,
Gotcha. I like the way you phrase it. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, go ahead,
Mhm.
Pedro.
Yeah, but yeah, you do have people that had asked me online, can I use these glasses or can I use this AI model to guide myself and not use a cane? And I always stress, have your cane, have it out. Um, the AI might be smart, but your AI can't catch you when you're falling. Your
Mm-mm.
AI can't be specific on how far is a step down. So you don't want to stop and then start trying to touch with your tippy toes and it looks like you're dancing or doing the cha-cha or whatever you're doing there. Just use your cane. Don't be ashamed of your cane. A cane is a utility that we use that help us drastically. And now with AI content overlaid on that, we can get more information, like with that mobility vest or those other utilities that are coming out like the glide, but you always gonna need a cane. And you know, when you pick up your glide to go upstairs, you need the cane to touch those steps so you know when to go up the stairs, how many steps are in front of you. That's what I use the cane
Mm-hmm.
for, you know, when I'm climbing upstairs or
Me
going
too.
downstairs. So your cane is going to be utilized all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, having the 5 ChatGPT 5 and it able to see what type of engine it should load up for the certain task, yes, it has some cognitive memory, but it's not cognitive like we think. So they need to be specific on that. It's light memory. It's not it can remember, okay, I am trying to cross on the street, but it's not thinking like a human, and it can have so much thoughts like how we can reason with our environment, with our ears, with our reasoning, with our cane. You know, it only has audio, one mic, one probably one directional mic, so it doesn't get a whole stereo view. And if it does, and we're holding our phones on portrait mode, it doesn't get a left or right balance. It only gets up or down. So that's another thing to think about. So it's not positioned on the way it can really try to guide you. You know, the sensors are not all there still. It's only a camera. So, you know, it doesn't use the LiDAR sensor still or anything like that. But, you know, having that GPT-5 on your phone or on your computer, because you could have it on your phone and activate the stream and it could look around you and stuff like that. What I have done, and it's not with the 5, but with the 4, I put the phone down and I open a book and I let it scan the pages of a manual, and just tell it, look, summarize, tell me how to turn on this or tell me how to do that. And it starts boom, 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 telling you the answers, you know. But with this GPT-5, it's kind of stopping from you to go and load up this model, load up the zero point 0.3 model or the zero point 0.4 or the 4.0 model, whatever it is. This one can actually reason and tell you, okay, I need to use this, I need to use that, you know. And they've been adding features like uh learn and study, so it can study what you're doing and learn from what you're doing. And then you have the deep reasoning feature that it will reason and search things deep into your documents if you have them linked up, or web search as well, and do its research there, what is deep research, you know. And then they have an agent mode. If you turn agent mode on, it can also open up a browser within itself and go and do research, deeper research than the deep research. You have to kind of put these tools together and to make it do so much more. So you have to combine certain tools that it has to let it do things. I was able to connect it to some of my email. They're still working on that feature, but I was able to draft an email and sent it out, you know, or put it in my draft. But you know, it was accomplished. You know, it still needs some work because it's not fully accessible on the phone more than the computer, you know. But you know, we're moving up. I'm sure, I'm certain that Google is working on one, and most likely it's going to release one pretty soon, another model, you know. But we're just moving forward, and like, you know, we are in the AI bubble, but it's slightly, I think it's slightly different than the internet bubble, that I don't think it could kind of burst, because it's been getting for example, when DeepSeek came out, it kind of established you can make this work cheaper, and not put so much money and get the same results. And I think some of these AI companies understood that and were like, oh, okay, we need to make our models better and should be able to put it with less money, and you don't have to invest so much money. Before the whole DeepSeek thing that happened, they were investing so much money, and they had the idea, the more money you put into it, the better your model is. But you could put so much money into your car and it cannot make it better. You could just dress up the aesthetics, the outside, and the seats and all that. But if you're not refining the engine and refining the parts that make the car run, you're not improving nothing. It's
Mm-hmm.
the body and the exterior of it, you know?
Got
Well,
a
I mean,
pretty
again,
mess.
and where they talking about that, the AI bubble is just because we got so many
Hmm.
startups, AI startups that, just
Hmm.
like with the .com thing, uh, when it explodes, only the strong are going to survive, so that's what it
Hmm.
basically boils down to. We might have, uh, 10,000 different AI models out there right now, but when it's all said and done, we'd be lucky if we got, a good 20, and
It goes less than that. It's probably going to be only five, and I hope that does not happen. I hope we have different AIs to choose from, and different ones that we can load up like within our computer and run them locally. Because I already know the five top ones, that five stay up there. They're gonna want you to use their AI through their computing cloud model.
Oh wow.
Everything goes sent there. It would be nice to have different corporation or companies, let's say 10 or 20, like Ed was saying, that gives us different tools. If you want to load up a MIDI model into your laptop, you'd be able to and run it locally. Um, I was doing some research because I do want to use AI for my kids to study, but I was going to train a local AI, so where it runs through my local network. So when they want to use it, they just open like a web page, put in an address that's locally in my network, and run an AI that I have trained that it's for study and things like that. And certain things won't be generated, like unwanted behavior.
Right.
well, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, with this bubble, like I said, there's just so many. They got an AI for everything. They got an AI on when you should scratch your ass, all this. But my point being,
We need a bleeping button.
when it finally
Right.
explodes again, we're
Hmm.
gonna have some level of specialized AI models that handle.
Hmm.
Some are gonna handle general tasks, some are gonna handle more specific tasks. And so on and so forth. So I mean, again, it's just we're at that stage right now. So
Right.
again, it's coming to a head. It's coming to a head. So anyway, we got a lot more AI stuff moving forward today,
Hmm.
and so let's just go ahead and get a sense like again, since we're talking about AI all day, let's go ahead and just get a couple promos out the way, and then we'll get into the next one.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. You can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K, guys. And what Custom Cane does is they sell cane and cane accessories. It's like Burger King. You can have it your way. You can get a pink cane, a blue cane, a rainbow cane, a Broncos cane, a Chargers cane, a cane with the Braille alphabet, a cane with your name on it. Whatever you want, whatever type of handle you want, whatever type of tip you want. If you want an aircraft aluminum cane, if you want an all-terrain cane, telescoping cane, any type of cane, Custom Cane has it.
All right. So this next one is going to be about an AI companion. Well, I mean, again, it's not the companion that a lot of people have been talking about lately. Somebody that some sort of model where you can just have as your best friend kind of thing for those that might be reclusive or whatever. But more of somebody that's going to be more of a assistant. So check this out, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your next cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this second one. For years, the smartphone has been the central hub of our digital lives and a critical tool for accessibility. However, OpenAI's CEO recently made a provocative claim: smartphones are the wrong hardware for the future of artificial intelligence. This statement challenges the status quo and forces us to imagine a new paradigm for human-computer interaction. The vision is for a dedicated AI companion, a device designed from the ground up to be a seamless interface between us and artificial intelligence. This forward-thinking concept could be the key to unlocking the next level of accessibility for the blind and visually impaired community. So, what would these future devices look like? The leading contenders are AI-powered glasses and wearable pins. Unlike a smartphone that you have to take out, unlock, and navigate, these devices are designed to be always on and contextually aware. Imagine a pair of sleek glasses that can whisper descriptions directly into your ear, identifying people you meet, reading signs as you pass them, and providing real-time navigation cues without you ever having to look at a screen. Or consider a small pin on your lapel that can listen to conversations, provide instant language translation, summarize meetings, and answer your questions through a discreet earpiece. The core idea is to remove the friction that currently exists between the user and the AI. For the blind community, the implications are profound. An AI companion could offer a layer of ambient information about the world that is currently unavailable. It could describe the layout of a new room, read the body language of a person you're speaking with, or help you find an empty seat on a bus. This isn't just about performing tasks, it's about enriching one's perception and understanding of their surroundings in real time. This technology could also dramatically lower the learning curve for complex tasks. Instead of memorizing keystrokes or app layouts, a user could simply state their goal, and the AI companion would execute it. This could bridge the digital divide for those who find current technology intimidating or difficult to use. This shift in thinking from on-demand apps to an ever-present AI companion could fundamentally change the accessibility landscape, creating a world with fewer barriers to information and interaction. What are your thoughts on this? We'd love to hear them. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, again, it really sounds really interesting. I mean, I'm with a lot of it. Again, especially when it comes to something you don't even realize that we used to do, and as far as like say reading body language and stuff like that. I mean, that's a great thing. I mean, and then sometimes I'm guilty of it myself. I mean, I've had I remember my wife before she passed away. She'd ask me a question, I'd say something, and well, I don't believe you. Well, why don't you believe me? Well, your body language says something different, and I'm, oh, damn. Just because I can't see doesn't mean you can't see my body language, right? So body language is also important when you're talking to people, but having the ability to, identify people, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. I mean, all that stuff is really, really great. Even though, I'm about learning how to use your screen readers and so on and so forth. For those that are technically challenged, I mean, having a companion that can do some of these tasks for you is going to open up a whole new world of things for them as well. So again, so many things are advancing and so fast with AI. Uh, you know, uh, some of this stuff is available out there now, not to the extent that they've described in the article, but again, there's a lot of AI out there right now, and it's just every day we're getting more and more and more of it. So anyway, how would you like to have a AI companion? Carol?
For me, I mean, I think it's wonderful. My life hadn't got that busy yet. My companions that I use right now are my calendar reminders, setting events for this or that, or scheduling alarms to remind me for this or that. My life hadn't blown up as big as you gentlemen yet, but it would be great once it does to just have something remind me and kind of take care of a few things for me. The only downfall that the article, which they never are going to mention, is I don't carry a purse and I'm not big on big bulky bags, but I will carry a backpack, but nothing that's huge. But as far as these AI things, of course they're going to be running on things, and they need to find a way to keep them charged up longer, smaller battery packs, because all of the things that they're able to do is wonderful. But give me something that while I'm out in the world, kind of taking care of all of these tasks and trying to live my best life, to keep all of these programs active without walking around like an explosive if something hot hits me.
Mhm.
I'm just
Mhm.
I think about that stuff in the end, and keep it universal to where I don't have to jump on this platform or that platform. So I'm excited about it coming. I'm just hoping that they think of the back end and keep it universal and keep the battery pack small, or work on battery life for the devices of how much juice it takes, and keep it going and moving so that when I do get busy like you gentlemen, I can be able to feel safe without, oh God, I got to charge up somewhere.
Right,
Mhm,
right, right.
mhm,
Well, I mean,
mhm,
battery life is always going to be an issue. I mean, but as time goes on, battery life's going to get better. Batteries are going to get better, and
Right.
so
They
on and
are.
so
They
forth. So,
are.
I just think here in Texas, my phone has gone completely out, just in my pocket, because it gets over 100 degrees. So just imagine, and or at least get a heat protective backpack or something that will cool my
Mhm,
devices off to where I don't get
mhm.
stuck. I'm gonna always carry my cane. I know, but I still want to be able to contact someone without fear of blowing up.
Mhm. Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Well, battery technology is improving. Right now, we do use batteries that have lithium strips on them, and they're flat strips. They're trying to do batteries that had lithium, but it's kind of more of a 3D structure. They said some of these batteries should be lasting longer. They got other battery technology that they're working on that could probably even have your device charged up to like a whole week.
Mm.
So technology is improving. AI is going to improve our technology because they're using AI to manufacture and see where they can improve technology that they already have. But think about this, an AI companion, all those things that they just described. Imagine you walking up to your ATM, the AI sees you, scans you, you put in your card, it knows it's you put in your PIN, and then you have a verbal transaction with them. And you tell them what you want from what account, and they can spit out the bills without you needing to learn how to use this new ATM. Because let me tell you, almost every ATM that I go to has different ways of you using it.
Yes, it
It's
does.
either it's either the keypad, or some of them want to use the screen, or some of them want to use buttons around the screen, you know.
Hmm.
So it's not too intuitive. And then some rely on you to know Braille, but we know not every person that's blind knows Braille. So we need some of these tools because it will make our life easier. Um, Imagine walking into your store and the AI knows it's you, and you could ask it, "Oh yeah, I want the same items. Okay, we're gonna have somebody go bag them up for you and bring up to over here. Just go stand in line and you could just pay for it." And may save a blind person from going around the store and looking for all these items if you already kind of know where they are. You know, there's different applications. Imagine an AI at the stop sign. Hold up, there's a lot of traffic. We better stop the light. Three, two, one, boom, and you can walk. I know we have beeps and talks, but we're gonna have AI watching traffic too. That's what they're going before they wanted to control traffic, so it's going to have to be viewing traffic. It's going to have eyes all over the place. So the computing power and the type of ways we could utilize it is, oh man, it's expanding. I'm already seeing different ways we can utilize that, and they can implement it. It's gonna require them to implement some of these ideas into their systems before, not after, because and then they will have to put other sensors, and it's gonna cost way more money. And we had articles on that before, right, Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially with
but
them electric vehicles. I don't know about y'all, but I can't hear them, and I'll be on a quiet street.
yeah, over here, Carol, they're required by law to have a little hum. When
Oh
they slow
wow.
down, a little hum starts, like, a little hum, so you could hear them.
Oh
Because
wow.
there's been incidents where blind people step down to the curb
Step
and
out.
don't even hear the car,
Mm-mm.
and
Mm-mm.
and end up hitting the car, hitting with the cane or something, or the car,
Well, that's
you
actually
know.
a nationwide thing. All electric
Okay.
vehicles are supposed to make some sort of a noise. If
It
you
may
listen
Okay.
to, so when you listen to a Tesla, it almost sounds like a spaceship or whatever. But
yeah, it does. It's like
uh,
but when
yeah,
it's
but
still, you can't hear it at all.
well, no, it's supposed to make that noise even when it's still, Carol.
Oh wow. Well, the one
Yeah,
See,
that
what I
picked me up
noticed.
last week did not. It was sitting right there at my neighbor's, and I came out to the curb because it said it was there. So I come out to the curb. I did not
Oh,
hear
he
it.
probably had it on park. He probably had it
Oh,
on park.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I noticed all of them do when they slow down, the hum starts. When they speed up, it stops.
Okay.
Yeah. So
so
I noticed that in a lot of cars, it's different hums, and sometimes it's a little low. You know what I mean?
But it's good
Um.
that the AI can tell you there's a vehicle to your left.
hmm
That's
Yeah.
all I was saying. At least
Knowing that,
that
yeah,
will
there's
let
a
you know even if you
vehicle.
can't hear the vehicle.
well, as we
Yeah.
said, as AI grows, again, they're going to start using AI more in urban areas, especially traffic control.
Hmm
You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Where
hmm
they're actually monitoring the traffic, so they know, okay, well, we're going to let this light stay green, another 15, 20 seconds, whatever the case may be, just to allow, another 5, 10 cars to go
Yeah.
through, what the case may be,
Real-time
keep it
decisions.
right. Keep the, let's make, this, these lights turn green for about 4 or 5 signals. That way we can clear out a bunch of traffic from this area. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Right,
So on,
hmm
right,
and then hopefully within that, some of that is going to also, these AIs that are going to, using the cameras at the intersections may also be able to monitor pedestrian traffic to where they can
hmm
see us when we're standing on a corner and stuff, and which direction we're getting ready to go. When
Yeah.
we push those buttons, where they got the buttons anyway,
right.
for the
hmm
okay, it's going to signal that AI, okay, well, no, somebody needs to cross right here, so maybe they can now put up another little light to stop people from making that right turn when they recognize that people are getting ready to cross the street.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much potential for this kind of
As
stuff.
as well, there's a scenario that I know all of us run into when we come in the intersection and there is no cars and there
Right.
is no beeps, no nothing. Sometimes making a decision when across can be dangerous. And imagine having a AI pin, and it tells you, oh, the walking man is green. Go ahead and cross when there's no
hmm
traffic around. Because I run in those scenarios when there is no type of foot traffic, no type of traffic,
Right.
vehicle or pedestrian,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, I'm taking a chance here. You know what I mean?
I mean, especially in a lot of residential areas when you got stop signs controlling things instead of stop lights, right?
Yeah.
hmm hmm
Uh, and when there's no traffic, I mean, in residential areas, especially at a certain time, some residential areas they got no traffic at all. But
Not at all.
hmm
others, they might slow down, after a certain hour or whatever. But again,
hmm
when us as blind individuals, when we approach those intersections, unless we're really familiar with it, we don't know who has a stop sign. We don't know who has the right
hmm
of way.
That's
You
true.
know, we don't know when to, unless we hear a car coming, right? we just don't know. I mean, yeah, we do have apps like OKO. Okay, you can point that at the signal across the street, and it lets you know when the walk sign
Quick
comes
note,
down.
it's not free no more. It's not free.
Well, I mean,
Oh
again, but
wow, it's a subscription package now.
I think so.
well, but again, we
Hmm
need something that's going to be more
hmm
universal. We don't need something where we're okay. Well, I got to turn this off to turn that on to use that. All
Right.
this other kind of stuff. I
You
mean,
got to
we
be able to smoothly connect. That's
right,
like in
and
my
Yes.
this
neighborhood. It's two stop signs before I get to the back of
hmm
a shopping center. And the
hmm
shopping center is where I'm normally going. When I did my O&M training, she said, this looks kind of dangerous. It's the back of something, and homeless people be sitting here. Honey, I've lived here 30 years. I'm not going to walk a whole extra block around when I could just cut through this. I'm okay. I know where I'm at, but I'm listening, because it's not a whole lot of traffic coming through
right.
unless the school is out. It's a school a block away from me. But
So
yeah, so I don't go during that time because they focus on slowing down, fussing with their kids, watching the kids on the sidewalk. They don't see me crossing.
So I mean, again, so with the advancement of all this AI and stuff and the reasoning within it and so on and so forth, it's going to learn, what it needs when we get to a certain point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when we get to that intersection, okay, well, we need to scan the whole intersection because there ain't no lights right here. Or vice versa. It is a light right there. So we need to let them know when that light is turning green. When it's safe to walk,
hmm
not to use as a substitute for your mobility skills, but as an extra layer of knowledge,
enhancement.
information that you can
Hmm
use to navigate safely,
That's
right?
right.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like when you're talking about with these folks, right? You walking down the street and okay, let me know that there's people in front of me. Let me know I need to move to the right and I need to move to the left. Whatever the case may be to get around these people or objects or whatever the case may be. So I'm not just walking all over the top of people.
Right.
So again, there's coming. It's coming. It's really, really coming. I see it a lot,
hmm
especially
Yeah.
within the wearables.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so
I just don't want it to become a paywall subscription to a lot of these, like AOKO. It's not AI, it's using onboard processing, something that I bought this phone for, but some of these apps end up going behind a paywall and you have to subscribe for them to do a certain basic task. Like this one keeps you aligned or tells you when the light's green, and that's basically what OKO is. But it starting to charge, I don't know. Sometimes it goes like that, but it kind of stubbins the growth, or it causes like, oh, I don't need that right now. I don't need that. Why I gotta pay for another subscription, another app, another this, another that. We have so many like Ira, we have OKO, we have the Envision app, we had something Sense. What was the other apps that you had to pay for? 4 cents or something like that, and they all had to pay a subscription and they're all like $5 to $10. We're in a fixed income, and I don't know where these folks get it in their brain. They got all this money, they could shuffle it into our way. And sometimes that kind of puts a barrier between us and accessibility tools. And we've seen that with our devices as well since the 90s and 2000s, even now with some of the pricing. And sometimes we get priced out because we can't afford, especially people that cannot get aid from their state or government, cannot afford some of these tools. And a lot of them are seniors, you know?
Mm-hmm.
well,
Right.
maybe they need to come up with something. If you're below a certain income level, you get a lot of this, especially this stuff that we depend on. We can get free subscriptions to that, some of that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm just throwing some out there against the wall and see if it stick. I don't know, but
Or
Mhm.
make it
anyway,
user friendly from the beginning with the coding to where we can feel like we're a part of every design that you thought of, and we don't have to pay
Mhm.
extra for microwaves or for apps to do our washing machines or this, that, or the other. Make it
Mhm.
universal to
Mhm.
where when you start out we can utilize this without, because all them subscriptions are costly. And sometimes
Mhm.
they don't qualify for the state, and it's just pricey, and we're going without things that we need to make our best life happen based on the money that you're asking us to spend to not do everything we need.
Right. So, all right. Well, we got one more article for this show. So, anyway, we're going to grab a couple more promos and we'll be back with the final article of the day. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be blind? Ever wanted to ask questions but held back, afraid of offending? Blind United invites you to replace that fear with fun, learning and connection at our 4th annual walk. A mile in my shoes challenge. Join us Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Wayfinder Family Services, 50 Angeles, Vista Boulevard, Los Angeles. Experience everyday attacks blindfolded, like pouring a cup of water. Try assistive technology like screen reader computers and iPhones. Get a hands-on braille lesson and discover how independence is built every day. Smile, laugh, and learn alongside the blind community. No pressure, just pleasure. Help us build bridges, close gaps, and make connections. Walk a mile in my shoes and see the world in a whole new way.
All right. So if you want more information about the Walk a Mile event coming up on October 11th, right now you can just reach out to info@blindunited.org and I can let you know everything you need to know about it. So anyway, we're moving into this last one now again. And again, we're continuing with the AI. And this one is, has a lot to do with some of the stuff that we already have on our phone and utilize. So check this out while they talk about a few different tools that we already have with, well, some of us, most of us, hopefully, have within our tool chest. Check this out.
Hey, Blind United crew, grab your last cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this final one. For the blind and visually impaired community, artificial intelligence has been a game changer, turning the smartphone camera into a powerful set of eyes. While Be My Eyes, with its Be My AI feature, often grabs the headlines, the landscape of AI-powered recognition apps is rich and diverse. As we move through 2025, several key players have refined their offerings, each with unique strengths. Today, we're doing a comparative review of the top apps that are leading the charge in identifying objects, reading text, and describing scenes. First up is Seeing AI from Microsoft, a long-standing favorite that continues to impress. Its strength lies in its speed and versatility. The short text channel reads text almost instantaneously as it comes into the camera's view, which is perfect for quickly scanning mail or labels. Its document scanner is excellent, providing guidance cues to get the whole page in frame. Where Seeing AI has grown is in its scene description capabilities, which are now more detailed and context-aware, and its color and currency identifiers remain best in class. It's the reliable, multi-tool of AI apps. Next is Envision AI. What sets Envision apart is its describe scene function and its powerful batch scanning feature for documents. Users can simply pan their camera around a room, and Envision will provide a comprehensive, flowing description of the environment. Its text recognition is also top tier, excelling at reading handwriting and text on complex or cluttered backgrounds. The app's layout is clean and user-friendly, and its integration with smart glasses makes it a fantastic choice for those looking for a hand-free experience. Envision is the go-to app for detailed environmental awareness and heavy-duty text scanning. Finally, let's look at Lookout by Google. Lookout's key advantage is its set of focus modes designed for specific situations. Explore mode announces objects as you point your camera at them, providing a constant stream of information about your surroundings, which is great for navigating unfamiliar spaces. Food Label mode quickly identifies barcodes and text on packaging, while Documents mode intelligently captures and reads full pages. Lookout excels at providing the right information at the right moment with minimal user input, making it incredibly practical for on-the-go tasks. While Be My AI is excellent for getting a human-like conversational description, these dedicated apps offer specialized tools that can be faster and more efficient for specific tasks. Seeing AI is the versatile all-rounder, Envision AI is the deep description and text scanning powerhouse, and Lookout is the master of quick, context-specific identification. The best solution often involves having all of them on your phone, as each one shines in different scenarios. What do you think? We would love to hear your comments. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I think it's a problem just as I stated again. I mean, right there we have, 3, 4 different apps that, you have to switch from one to the other. Again, having something that's more universal, that has reasoning in it to know what we need. Or even if we just had to tell it, okay, I need you to do this, tell it so it understands that we wanted to do this or do that. So also, right quick, Paul says he has reached out to the city there in Rancho about getting a audible signal right there by the house, and he hasn't heard nothing back yet.
Oh, wow.
But Paul, my suggestion to you would be to reach out to the city engineer. In the past, that's who we've had to deal with in various cities where we've actually worked with them and got some audible signals put in place. So reach out to your city engineer. But again, all of these apps are great. I'm the only one I don't know, and I didn't know it was an app. Was that Google Lookup? Yeah, I didn't know about that one, but hey, I'll check it out and see what it's like because I've already got all the other ones on my phone. Do I use them on a regular basis? No, I don't. But at the same time, I've just learned to use the apps that I do use more efficiently. And I guess if I get to an issue where I'm having a problem and can't get a task completed, then I would switch over to another app and see if I could accomplish it with that one. But again, that's the problem. Why we got to have 5, 6 different apps? Come on, man. Give us something that can do it all. You know what I'm saying? All these specialty things. It's not really cool. It's very, very confusing. And then, as we were talking about earlier in some of the other articles, a lot of people are just not tech savvy, right?
Right.
And, there's a lot of people that just do not know how to navigate their phone. Every time they open an app now, it's a different layout. It's a different method of navigation to that app and so on and so forth. You're just making it more and more confusing for the people that are trying to use your product, So, again, we need a universal thing with all of this kind of stuff. So, I'm hoping that that's somehow in the future, some way, some shape, form, or fashion to where we don't have to do that. Or again, where we can just say, okay, I need you to identify this money. I need you to identify this color. I need you to tell me, what does this scene look like, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, again, it's proving to be able to have that, with the power of AI, but it's just taking, it's going to take somebody saying, you know what, let's just put all this stuff in one basket, create one model that can do all this stuff, and you
Yeah.
know what, I'll pay for that
Well,
one. How about that part?
well,
Yeah.
besides the seeing AI, iPhone does what the other apps just described that they do. Um, if you forefinger um triple tap, you do get a the disability tools that iPhone has. You won't get the magnifier, but you switch over to text recognition, people recognition, door recognition, and object recognition. And I think recognition, if I didn't mention it. You
You
could
did.
turn on object recognition and it would tell you TV stand. It would tell you doorway coming up, hallway on the left, chair in front of you, empty chair in front of you. If you turn on just the text, it would just read the text that it sees around. If you read to identify doors, it would tell you the feet, down to the feet. 13 feet away from you, there's a door or elevator door. So some of these tools are incorporated into our device. Um, you know, and it's true what it said, having so many different apps. I need this app for that, this app for that. I have found that sometimes I have to just use the tools on my iPhone because iPhone does have some. You might not be able to talk to the AI, but it's doing AI recognition on your device. Like seeing AI that recognizes text when you put it in front, right? This
Hmm.
one recognizes it as well, fast as well, like seeing AI. And I got confused by the app, but seeing AI, it has some of these tools as well, like in the iPhone. I was getting confused with Voice Vista. Sorry about that. But like those tools are there. Once you start knowing the layout of that menu, it doesn't change it. Apple doesn't change it. It leaves it simple. You know, just be aware if you turn all these features on at the same time, you're gonna get so much information, you're gonna be overloaded. So just pick one or two, and start off with that. Start with the door recognition or object recognition at that. I done recognize scenes, I think is another feature. And it would tell you there's a vase, napkins on table sometimes, you know what I mean? But it's on board device, you know. And it's not only to the iPhone 15 with the Apple Intelligence, it's even the other phones that are like iPhone 12 and up that have like a LiDAR sensor and stuff for door detection and, good camera fields, But some of these tools are there and sometimes we don't utilize them. We end up waiting for an app to come that just does one specific thing, you know. The CNAI, I do like their currency thing. That's another thing that I haven't seen really Apple kind of on. But
Oh, the CNAI reads money.
yeah, reach different
Mm.
types of currencies.
Okay, cool,
Hmm.
cool.
And then now they did not mention in the article, CNAI, Be My Eyes, and PixieBot can describe videos as well. So
It
if you're
it
having like
didn't
a
mention
short video,
PixieBot. It didn't mention PixieBot though. But I use
okay.
PixieBot myself, but it didn't mention it. But you know, the volunteer part of the Be My Eyes is, and the AI part is what I utilize more than anything.
Hmm.
But not to interrupt you, Pedro, but what you were describing, with the quad, triple, four finger tap,
Hmm.
I do remember. Now I have an iPhone 12. I don't know what I did a long time ago, but I was actually trying to take a picture and it was describing everything in that room. It was telling me
Hmm.
there was a dresser, there was a
Hmm.
vase, there was a TV, and I'm like, oh
Hmm.
wow, I didn't know the phone did that. I never could
Hmm.
recall it back up of how,
Hmm.
but it was actually able to describe things in the room. And I was trying to
Yeah.
take a picture of something because I was looking for something. And
Hmm.
that's what I was going to do. That was way before Be My Eyes, before I was
Yeah.
introduced to it. But my
Yes.
phone camera did that, and I have no clue what I
Mm-hmm.
touched to make that occur.
There's two ways to access that. You could like I have done, I put a shortcut button on my lock screen. Instead of the flashlight button, I put
Mm,
that button there. I removed that button. I removed the camera button and put a recognize music button. So sometimes I want to recognize music on the fly real quick, you know?
right,
But
right. What this song is kind of like Shazam.
yeah.
Hmm.
But for those that are interested in this feature, you tap your four fingers, triple tap 3 times, and it will start it up. You know, you might have to switch some of these things on because I think by default only one is on. But remember, if you turn them all on, you're gonna get so much information, audible cues, talking. So I suggest trying them out one by one until you get familiar with them
So how
and
do you
things like that.
access it? Like you're saying, what do you go in order after you quadruple tip a tap? I mean, after
It opens
you.
up by itself.
So that's what you do every time you get ready to do something.
Well, you
If
use
you
that to
want to,
open it or close it, Carol. But
Okay, gotcha.
once you're in there, then you can select which mode
Mode
you
that you
want.
want to utilize,
hmm
whether it be
yeah,
object or okay.
Right.
hmm
Okay, cool. I like that.
hmm
I like that.
yeah,
But
and for those that have are high partial or low partial vision, the iPhone comes with a magnifier. It is able to magnify what you see in your camera. You are able to also have the zoom feature in tandem with your voiceover if you have some vision. So sometimes instead of doing a triple three-finger tap to put on screen curtain, it would actually zoom into that place where you tapped it at. And then you could do
mm,
the same action and zoom back out and continue your browsing. So you can use these tools in tandem with each other and utilize your iPhone to the max to get what more information to help you navigate with these accessibility tools.
I mean, again, there's no doubt that Apple is doing a lot more when it comes to accessibility than any other phone that I know of.
right.
But again, even though it does do a lot of this stuff for us, there's still people out there that's creating these apps again, and each one of them that we talked about, they all have a paid version. So what we're talking about
Mm-mm.
now, we're talking about even more subscriptions, right?
Hmm
And as I say, my bank AI keeps telling me, "Oh, Fargo," he says, "You know what? Subscriptions add up, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
you got to
It,
But
keep
just to
I
track of
have
clarify,
them
that.
as a bill, and I mean, it's
yeah,
along with my light bill, my water bill, my
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
bill for me. I already allocate
yeah.
this money once a month because I know I got to spit it out.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Yes, just to clarify, yes, Apple has these tools and they work on them and they refine them. But object recognition was first introduced to blind people on a Google Android phone, and it was on the Pixel. You know, it just Apple came out it with it later and said, "Well, we need this sensor to make it work." Google made it work just with their cameras across all phones, you know. But that aside, Apple has refined these tools and make them easy to use, meaning you don't have to travel and have to do all this and go into your system settings and go turn all this stuff on. You can do it with a shortcut.
But
right,
you got to
right.
know how to navigate your phone to do a shortcut, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. And I ain't gonna get no 5, 6, 7 apps just to do one thing that I do. No, can't do it, and have to pay for them too. I don't think so. Not Carol.
hmm
I hear you. Well, I mean, again, there's a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of good stuff
hmm
coming. Hopefully, they're going to streamline a lot of this stuff. So, again, so we don't need to use, 3, 4, 5 different apps,
Right.
all this other kind of stuff. Who knows?
hmm
Maybe Apple will say, you know what, these apps are on our phone. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, I'm not positive, but I would assume that
hmm
Apple has, knowledge of which apps you're using and so on and so forth. And they, okay, well, why is this person using that app? And they analyze that data. You know what? Let's add that to our phone. That way they don't need to do that
Here,
Right.
here's an
Apple, if
easy
you're out there
fix. Here's an
listening,
easy fix.
contact us. That's
Look, this is an easy fix for Apple.
www.blindunited.org.
If Apple wants an easy fix, I know they have a kit for like internet kit or Siri kit. They might have an accessibility kit to check your accessibility on their computer when you're programming, right? But they need an accessibility kit where these apps can take advantage of all the sensors and some of these features within Apple. So you can open one hub and have all these tools there.
Like the
Well,
phone itself.
so on that note, it is 10 a.m. and we are at the end of this show for Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed all of the information that we brought to you today. Again, that's what we try to do, just try to bring, information that's useful, right? Useful to us within the community and so on and so forth. So again, we got our JAWS interest group tonight, Basic JAWS with Andrew Del Castillo at 6 p.m. So don't forget to come out and join us for that one. And as always, please like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all that good stuff. Whatever platform you're watching us on, it really does help to get this information out to even more and more people. So again, we appreciate you for coming in and joining in with us. And hey, I hope everyone else has a great day, and we will see you back here again tomorrow. So on that note, Pedro, stay out the heat. And well, you too, Carol. So
I definitely will. Thanks, Ed.
Well, it's hot everywhere right now, so we all need to stay out of the heat. So
right.
But anyway, you guys have a great day, and we will see you back here again tomorrow.